meeting the quorum between what we have in the room and also those who've joined us virtually. So I'd like to open this meeting at 6:03 p.m. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Victoria Kroll. I'm the Senior Vice President of the Old Nick Company. I'm chairing today's meeting on behalf of Justin Wildsmith, the President, who is currently quite unwell, but you'll hear from him shortly in his President's report. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet today and pay my respects to the elders past and present. I extend that respect to the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples here today.
It's on.
And for those of you who have devices on you, can you please put them to silent?
I think that was a delayed message. Yep.
Excellent. Okay, good. Thank you to all those in attendance. We note that we have received apologies from Beck Goldsmith, Jared Goldsmith, Darren Sangwell, Ian Purkis, Frank Barter, Ingrid Gangley and Richard Corsby. Does anybody else wish to acknowledge apologies received on behalf of other members? Great, let's proceed. Love it. Our first motion of the night will be the minutes of the last meeting. The last AGM meeting was on the 22nd of October 2023 and they were circulated alongside the invite to tonight's AGM. And I would like to move that the minutes of the last annual general meeting held the 22nd of October 2023 as circulated be taken as a true and correct record of proceedings. Can somebody, by show of raising their hand, second this motion? Thank you, Reuben. Reuben Hopkins seconds. Look at that.
Thank you.
We will now take a vote. All those in favour, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
All those against? All those abstaining?
No, we have one against.
The ayes are unanimous. Fantastic. Look at us, rollicking start. We're on to point 4. It's only 2 minutes in. We'll now be hearing from Justin Wildsmith, the President of the Old Nick Company. As I mentioned earlier, he has become very unwell and has been unable to attend in person today, much to our disappointment. But let's hear from him now.
So what do I need to hit? Press it again.
Hello members, welcome to the AGM for 2024. Apologies that I can't be there in person. I woke up this morning and tested positive for COVID, so hey, that's still a thing. Which is very unfortunate because I was really looking forward to this AGM in particular. But I'll just get right into the President's report and not keep you waiting around. As we approach the end of 2024 and reach the end of Old Nick's calendar year, it's good to look back not at only the last year, but the last few years. I remember some years back, Wellington said that maybe Old Nick's trajectory was reflective of the company like a human being. Entering its 70s, maybe it was just the natural order of things to decline and eventually go gentle into that good night. Old Nick, once a valuable part of the Hobart Theatre fabric, had become little more than a shell of its former self, contributing little value outside of being a rehearsal space and the opportunities of the summer school program. Review was called a dying relic of a bygone era. But for better or worse, we decided to rage against the dying of the light and push back. Part of that pushback recently has been railing against a lot of the rules. In my years on committee, we have been lectured and instructed and corrected by members and life members alike in all the things Old Nick could not do and could not be. I recall being firmly instructed that we must not run the company like a business, that we should be emptying the bank account each year, putting on shows, that we don't need producers for shows, that nobody should be getting paid, we're all here for the love of theatre. And that last statement is wholly accurate. We are here for the love of theatre, but the love of theatre also needs fiscal responsibility and boring oversight. And here we are with a substantially improved outlook for the company and the healthiest we've been in years. There's more work to be done, as always, but I feel like the Old Nick of 2024 is such a vast improvement of the position of the Old Nick of 2021. The main things that have helped us achieve that have been treating Old Nick and its operations in a more business-like way, trying to approach producing shows in a less risky fashion, looking at ways to increase revenues and finding new revenue streams, completely overhauling how we produce and oversee the uni review, which has returned to profit, completely overhauling governance and our approach to procedures, and generally cutting off those last vestigial remnants of our uni society roots. 2023's AGM was a pivotal moment for us. We had the best AGM attendance I've ever personally seen. We went from dragging severely hungover members to sleep at the back of the room to make up a quorum, to having such a big crowd it was about being able to seat everyone. One of our key targets has been to improve member engagement, and we continue to work on that, meeting recently with Hobart Rep to renew our Memorandum of Understanding and reintroduce the shared member benefits of old. We continue running our archival uni review showings and have opened them to the public. These video nights have continued to be modest but still reasonably well attended and have been valuable to helping us build a better understanding of uni review and what works and what doesn't work. Our program to formally utilise producers in the uni review and summer school productions has been extremely successful. The producer has added an additional layer of oversight and communication with the committee, and in turn has led to better committee involvement and oversight, and overall significantly improved the experience for production and cast alike. The review has been an island for as long as I've been with Old Nick. A show dictated by a director or directors with little to no oversight or intervention, and in some cases outright hostility towards the committee and covetous secrecy around the production. Smashing that template and constructing it anew without fundamentally breaking what uni review is a project very close to my heart, and I think we've crossed the threshold into a new era of review. In the 2025 uni review production, we are adding a head writer as a new administrative role to continue to address the challenges of the production and further reduce the burden on the director. When we pursued feedback from directors, both prospective and past, almost all suggested that the workload and expectations of the director were so outrageous and inconsistent that we effectively shoeboxed ourselves into only being able to have so-called review people direct a review. This was because only someone who'd done it could possibly know what the expectations of the role were. Again, our administrative changes this year meant Ty Gardner was able to assume the role of director with great success, despite no previous review experience. One of Ty's big points of feedback was the writing and how there was no established writing team. He was a bit surprised to learn that as director, the writing fell to him and there was no established writing team or repository of submitted works to fall back on. I've long desired to create a meaningful culture of writing and developing the craft of writing at Old Nick, so we continue to try to develop that around the review. Flights was another success, and I really must commend Mel Ransley's tireless work for the company in getting these shows rolling. To have back-to-back absolute winners has been fantastic to be a part of, and seeing us producing shows that are fiscally responsible and well managed has been critical to the financial health and long-time survivability of the company, as well as positively crucial for the re-establishing of Old Nick's brand as a producer of great theatre. Summer School has continued to thrive under life member Mark Holmes' expert producing. Please hold the applause until the end. It's great to have terrific artists and Old Nickers like David Thompson and Helen Cronin as part of this production. Yeah. Next, I'd like to discuss membership. The 2024 constitutional update made one controversial change with the introduction of all memberships being paid memberships. We hoped paid memberships would make members more likely to remain engaged with Old Nick after their shows, and a renewed push for general paid memberships would hopefully encourage the public to get a membership to support Old Nick, which some have. Our use of the Membership Works platform has made it easy to manage memberships as well, and we're working on as many membership perks as we can, which include discount tickets with us and Hobart Rep, discounts on building hire, discounts on review showing nights, and access to company files. These membership payments are being rolled back into events like the dinner to help us absorb those costs at a time when there is far less certainty around revenue and income. Now, something you may not know, but every member of the company can access a special members-only area of the website. The login uses the email address we have on file for you, that you receive emails at, and will prompt you to create a password the first time you log in. This members area has a couple of cool things you may not be aware you can access. Firstly is the company minutes. As we go through the archives, we are populating this, but currently you can access the meeting minutes from every meeting going back the last few years, as well as years and years worth of previous minutes. We think this is important for transparency. Previously, you could contact the secretary and request meeting minutes, but now any member at any time at 3 AM sitting in front of your computer in your underpants, like I am right now, can read through the minutes of any meeting. There is also a document I've been working on over the past few years, which is linked in this report as well, which endeavours to include all the known information about every Old Nick show ever made. Effectively, this is the superpowered version of the PDF that existed some years ago on the old website. This spreadsheet contains the shows, dates, venues, directors and writers of a lot of our historical shows, and as we continue getting the archives digitised, we are adding financials and profit and loss information as we find it. this has been an incredible source of data to inform our activities moving forward. Here is a pretty great fact from the data we've gathered so far. We have financial information for around 68 shows, and these reflect spending of $4.3 million in the Tasmanian theatre and arts sector, and around $1 million in profits. Old Nickers should be proud of how much this little company has injected into the industry in Tasmania. In addition to these archival works, we are starting to develop a document which will list who sat on the committees so we can have a better understanding of who's been involved in our company over the years and in what capacity. We will also be adding Graham Payne's infamous bums on seats for Uni Review, which has 30 years of night-by-night attendance for Uni Review. The website features 2 public calendars, one where you can see upcoming Old Nick events, including committee meetings, show dates, video night dates, the Christmas dinner, etc., and one which shows the availability of the Letitia Street property in case you are considering booking the venue. We made all this information publicly viewable a few years ago, but we want to draw attention to its existence for those who maybe don't check out the website frequently. Our website also continues to grow its archives, with show programs and photos being added, as well as the addition of years' worth of historical newsletters and documents and copies of the Doomsday Book. Closing up archive discussions, we've also come to the end of an enormous undertaking with our audiovisual history. We have digitised and are continuing to restore old reviews. We have full shows back to 1985, and we've been capturing vinyl records, though we believe a great many more of them must exist out in the world. The process has also included finally completing edits of modern reviews, and the entire show catalogue from my era, 2008 until today, is now edited and archived. Regarding our video history, however, we still have some tapes missing, and we would be incredibly grateful if anyone has and could donate or even loan to us copies of the following reviews on videotape or DVD, and any on cassette or record. With these 5 missing reviews returned, we would have every show from 1985 to today in the archives. Finally, the devil of a time has been long in coming, and we may be getting shadows of pandemic's delays, but this has mostly been the result of scope creep. What was originally going to be something we bashed out to put in front of people has become something we want to put a bit more time and care into, so please be patient. Completing the AV archives has been a big cornerstone of that project, and the vast majority of this work is being done by volunteers, so it takes time. Moving along. A couple of years ago, our LED screen supplier said he was getting out of the business and asked if we'd like to purchase the asset. The hire cost was incredibly low compared to other local companies, like 1/10. And we knew if we missed the opportunity, then it would be a technology we'd likely never be able to employ again. It was a controversial purchase, with many questioning the value of such an item versus vastly cheaper and simpler projection. It was 2024 that really began bearing the fruit of the deal. We had 2 large hires, the Downhill Biking and Chess, the musical by Encore Theatre, which demonstrated that even being picky about clients, there is good potential for generating income without risking the asset on sundry jobs. When we pitched purchasing the screen, we knew it was a 5-year plan to begin to realise profit if we only use it on the Uni Review. With higher income, we are well on our way to being in profit on the deal before year 4 of ownership. Chess/Encore utilised the screens in a unique way, with the image spread across 4 distinct, irregularly shaped screens, and helped further define what can be done with the technology. But it was Rockcliffe Horror, the 2024 Uni Review, that had people coming to me and admitting that maybe they were wrong, and the LED screens were a smart purchase. The way we utilised moving screens displaying live video, dynamically shifting and changing the scenery, really opened minds to what this tech is capable of and useful for. The big rectangle at the back wasn't particularly inspiring, obviously, but we hope we can continue to bring the wow factor and do interesting and funny and creative things with this technology that we could not do otherwise. I also believe this is a key component of the future success of the Uni Review. We simply must deliver experiences that are only possible or greatly enhanced when viewed live, when we are competing against zero-budget, bite-sized online comedy. We also bought the screen with the intent that Old Nick could then support other artists with this tech at a lower cost than going through an events hire company. And we hope we can meet with some of our fellow theatre makers in the near future and talk about what can be done with a screen that can be one big rectangle of 60 panels or up to 60 small screens. In a brief wrap-up of other things happening, we have sold off some old assets and cleaned up the space further. Finally, I'd like to thank my fellow committee members. The committee continues to have a get-things-done attitude rather than a combative one, and I feel like we've made significant strides forward in the last 3 years as a result. I'm incredibly proud of what we have achieved, and the projects individuals have taken on and really made their own. Initiative is so valuable in a volunteer organisation, and this has been a team I've really enjoyed working with. I'd also like to thank the production teams for all our shows who have continued to conduct themselves with professionalism and represent Old Nick exceptionally well. I want to give our thanks to Izzy and Inigo who have elected to step down, and also extend our thanks and gratitude to those today who are running for contested seats, both those who are successful and those who aren't, and I hope we can keep you all involved. I'd also like to extend a massive thanks to the extraordinary members of this company who are doing tremendous amounts of work behind the scenes, like our incredible treasurer Gus Viney, Mel Ransley as Productions Manager, the secretaries and VPs who have been along for the ride, and most crucially, SVP Vicky Kroll, who has stuck it out as my absolute rock, has navigated us through some sticky situations and at times dealt with them entirely off the radar so as to not interrupt whatever I was dealing with at the time, and has just been the supportive, level-headed, firm but fair whip that has made my presidency as successful as it has been. I couldn't have done it without you in my corner, and I truly appreciate the solidarity in rerunning when I said that I'd take on a second term. This marks 4 years since I first ran for president to fill the seat when Imogen Payne stepped down. I never really aspired to the role of president. I feel like I'm more of a quiet doer than a leader, but I think in the last 4 years I've really been able to work hard and achieve a lot of really positive change for this company. It has come with its mistakes and missteps. We were effectively making decisions blind a lot of the time, with hopeful optimism driving us while we worked to acquire a lot of the data we now have to inform us. It has also come with a substantial impact on my time and mental health. There have been periods of significant stress and very unnecessary conflict, which have certainly worn me down over the years. After 2 terms, I am stepping down as the president of the Old Nick Company. There are still things I want to see through, and I continue to enjoy my deep dives into the archives, so I plan to stick around for the foreseeable future, so long as the members want me here. Early this year, we began to talk with Mark Holmes about potentially taking over the presidency, and he rejoined the committee as VP to catch himself up with a view to taking on the role. I believe Mark is the ideal person to take Old Nick forward from here. My hope is that what I've done for procedure and governance and management, Mark can carry forward with deeper integration into local theatre and relationship building and a bigger focus on doing great shows. I think it's a very exciting time to be a member of the Old Nick Company, and we have set the company up to have a bright future. Thank you all for your support and faith over the last 4 years. Justin Wildsmith, the President of the Old Nick Company, signing off.
Oh, what? I was just going to leave that up.
I'd like to sincerely thank Justin for his report. And I won't comment further on it. We have many reports to get through tonight, but I look forward to discussing his comments after the AGM with you all. Just a quick note, please ensure that if you do not do so on your way in the door, could you please make sure that you've recorded your name and membership at the door before you leave. Thank you. I now call on Gus Viney to provide us with the Treasurer's report.
We'll see what he says first, right?
All right. Thank you. So last year I spoke about how we implemented new systems to increase accountability, ease of use and revenue generating. This year we've continued to focus on those areas. As Justin mentioned in his President's Report, we are committed to ensuring that we are running Old Nick more responsibly than ever in a world that is costing us more than ever. On top of this, we are trying to establish our processes and systems now so that future committees can succeed for as long as possible. This is something I am cognizant of regarding the Treasury, but I know this extends to everything about the committee and how we administrate productions. We've continued to use the Xero platform for our accounting, which has now established us to accurately view what our expenses and income sources are throughout the year. We have now also held 2 quarterly business planning meetings, which have been a success. In these meetings, we sit down and analyse exactly what our operating expenses are, what our income streams look like, and develop future strategies. It has been a really insightful and valuable process, and the meetings give us the confidence to make good decisions for the betterment of the company. We've continued to use the VoloPay platform for our production spending. This was used for all of our productions this year, allowing production managers, set builders, costume designers and other production team members to access their approved budgets with minimal fuss and admin. We have now expanded this system to allow committee members to access their budgets, more on that later. VoloPay continues to be highly praised by production teams, and I believe it has been a worthy investment for the company. This year we also began using the Membership Works software, as Justin mentioned, for managing the membership list. In addition to the benefits of having a proper member database which can be easily updated and modified, this has allowed us to easily collect membership fees and to sell event tickets. We have also expanded our usage of the Square system. This has now been used for all of our productions, events, our pop-up fundraising barbecues, garage sales, and we have a permanent Square terminal now attached to the fridge in the kitchen for members and guests to purchase drinks and snacks. This system has been set up to easily report on how much we sell each night of a production, for example programs and bar sales, and thus enables us to have greater confidence in our budget and reporting. As a result of our greater visibility on expenses, the brainstorming at our planning meetings and the VoloPay platform, we have now been able to establish operational budgets. These are pools of money which exist for committee members and approved members to access and are designed to reduce overhead, empower decision-making within roles, and provide accountability. Currently, 3 of these budgets exist, and they are a building maintenance budget for use by the properties manager to take care of the building, a general expenses budget for use by all committee to purchase consumables, office supplies, and other sundries, and a video production budget for use in making standalone productions and video items. These budgets were initiated in July, and we will trial them throughout the financial year. It has already reduced the number of "may I have $20 to buy a broom please" requests at our committee meetings, so that's a bonus. This year once again saw us deliver 3 major productions. Unlike last year, I'm thrilled to report that all of them returned profits, ranging from modest to comfortable, whilst delivering a high-quality show. This, of course, includes the Uni Review, which has been returned to profit for the first time since 2021, a commendable achievement by everyone involved. Our summer school program was once again a success. Flights, our smaller show for this year, also made a profit substantially larger than last year's Liminal, which was of a similar size. I will allow the respective producers of these shows to speak to the figures, but I would like to extend my thanks to them, Mark and Mel, for their cooperation with me this year. It makes it much easier when you have people working as hard as them alongside you. I sincerely believe that between the committee, our producers and production teams, we have learned how to create budgets that are both ambitious but responsible. We have learned how to deliver shows and spend money in the most efficient and effective ways, and we have created a strong foundation for us to expand the size and scope of our productions going forward. This is something that we've all been striving for, and I am confident that we can continue to move in that direction. Justin has already mentioned our LED screen purchase. This has been a profitable venture already, and following some initial teething issues, we now know how to manage hires from start to finish, including the accounting, the transport and the installation. The screen is fully insured, it's 2/3 paid off, and we're ready to generate more money with it this year. With profitable shows, events and hires, our greatest area for improvement are our operating expenses. They totalled $32,500 for the last financial year. About half of this is made up by insurance, land tax, rates and utilities, which are more or less fixed costs. The other half is primarily made up of our various subscriptions, accounting and consulting fees, and our building and office expenses. We have already begun discussing these at our business planning meetings, and I believe that there is some cost cutting we can do in this area. These expenses will be further offset by membership fees and our expanding non-production revenue sources going forward. In addition, it is worth noting that there have been additional expenses this year relating to the 75th anniversary material that we are producing that would not occur in a normal year. I am pleased to once again table the auditor's report at this meeting. Our new auditor, Max Peck and Associates, have been a pleasure to work with and make finalising the audit a painless experience. The same cannot be said about the 2021-22 audit, which is still ongoing. Due to various staffing changes at the old auditor, time constraints from all parties, and their requests for documentation from a time when we kept very little of it. I do not like that I am still carrying this baggage with me, and I acknowledge that having an outstanding audit of over 2 years is not what is expected of the responsibly governing committee that we are striving to be. It is perhaps now the only thing that has not caught up with us, but we are chipping away at it. With all said and done, the company saw a financial year profit of $3,700. This is small, but it is a change from the last few years of net losses. If we continue to expand our alternative revenue sources, including our video nights, venue hire and equipment hire, and proactively identify when we can lower our operating costs, I am confident we can increase our profit. This will in turn allow us to put more into our productions and maybe even fix the roof. In summary, this year has seen us continue with the trajectory that we established last year, and it is positively rewarding to be contributing in this critical time for the company. I thank everyone for their part, however big or small, in establishing its success in the last 12 months. Thank you.
Thank you, Gus, for that report. And again, we are grateful for the efforts that you have put in over the last couple of years to bring our finances up to speed. It's been a remarkable job. I now would like to invite Mel Ransley to deliver the productions report.
Alrighty, thanks. I'm not a huge fan of this. I feel like it's too official. No, that's weird. Hi. Yeah. I'm Mel, for those of you that don't know me. I have been productions chair for 2 years now. I'm rerunning again, so woo! Here we go. What a ride the last 2 years has been. I would firstly like to say thank you to the company and its members for trusting me with the role of productions chair and allowing me to pursue some big ideas. I'll be rerunning this year and hope to continue breathing life into a now thriving company. As Pirate discussed, the work especially around governance and culture that has been tirelessly implemented over the last 2 years. The effect that this has had can be felt by all, trickling from committee down through entire productions, making this a place where people can safely enjoy their love for theatre. So often we see what is meant to be a fun experience turn into a challenging chore that takes a toll physically and mentally on performers and crew. I'm glad to see our hard work is paying off, with reports from company members and other highly regarded theatre practitioners flowing in to commend us for our conduct. It's been a real pleasure from a company perspective to engage with old and new members in 2024, including some of Tassie's theatre scene's leading role models such as Ty Gardner, Natalie Venatashi and Ali Stanton-Cook. I'll keep it short and sweet, but I will provide a quick overview of each of our shows from our 2024 season. Starting with summer school, you'll have pleasure shortly of hearing from Mark, who will deliver his report on this shortly as producer. But I would like to extend my gratitude on behalf of the company to Mark and his team on their incredible work for the 2024 summer school production of Shrek. The entire production was immaculate, down to the last slime-covered toadstool. You should all be incredibly proud. Uni Review 2024. For a long time, Review has been hanging on by the fingertips to a toxic and failing production. I'm so happy to see a drastic turn over the last 3 years and am looking forward to a new and improved University Review. Uni Review 2024 would have been our first year with an official producer role, with Jared Goldsmith and Justin Wildsmith engaging as producers. Unfortunately, both of whom stepped away for personal reasons. However, in saying that, Justin never really went anywhere and wound up unofficially splitting the producer role with me and just not being paid for it. So first I would like to thank Justin for his unwavering support and ability to tolerate late night debriefs and middle of the day demands from myself and the team. Another massive thanks to the rest of the team, and I want to thank everyone, but each person would tirelessly, Lord. I won't thank everyone, there we go, but each person worked tirelessly to produce a professionally slick and hilarious show. I'm pleased to report that we made a profit of just over 50k, and just as importantly saw a jump in audience attendance by almost 1,000 from the year before. I attribute this to a few things. A, the improving quality that the last 2 years has provided, allowing us to continuously market from positive word of mouth. B, a giant reduction of ticket prices. And C, COVID well and truly leaving the building. I wrote that before Justin got sick. Rightio. Yeah, jinxed it. Uni Review 2025. I'm thrilled to be returning in 2025 as production manager under Justin as official producer. which is very exciting. We're really excited to announce the 2025 Uni Review will be Dim-Witted, the wicked story of the Pollies of Oz, with Ben Payne as director. Woo! Christy Baker as assistant director and choreographer. Oh, they are both live members. Oh. And I did see him somewhere. And Eric Amani as musical director. There he is, yeah. I was like, I swear he walked in. Writing is already underway and commenced in August this year. We're working hard to be proactive this year and commence production much earlier than typical. Cool. Moving on. Flights. What a pleasure to be a part of this production under the direction of Natalie Venatashi and assistant direction of Alison Stanton-Cook. We welcomed back some faces that haven't been seen on Tassie stages for a long time, including Andrew Holmes, Nathan Spencer and Richard Edge. We saw the mentorship of some new and upcoming, including stage manager Elise Bogorski, assistant stage manager Mia Risley, set design and construction Amaya Knight, marketing manager Ben Stoneman, and graphic designer Hannah Devine. We were also lucky enough to work with professionals like Chris McBride or Wolfie from the Theatre Royal, with lighting design, and Dave Keating with original compositions for the show, which was really, really cool. Originally, we were looking at the Peacock Theatre for this, but we were unsuccessful obtaining our desired time slots, so investigated the option of the Hidden Theatre. This could not have been more suitable for this production. My recommendation is that we use the Hidden Theatre for whatever we possibly can, as the addition of our own bar benefited our profit immensely. And the Kickstart Arts team are absolutely amazing to work with. The downsides to the Hidden Theatre are obviously it's a pretty tiny space and a pretty tiny stage with really limited wing space. You also can't enter or exit the wings without going through the audience. But if you do have a small cast and you can make that work, it is absolutely amazing to have that addition of the bar profits. We're really lucky to have Graham Quinn from Moonlight Aviators, who supported us by donating the use of his stage extension as well, which allowed us to kind of tack on an extra couple of metres to the stage. Cool. Overall, the production was a great success and had positive reviews. We had an outcome of just over 4.5 thousand and a profit of just under 2,500 after splitting 50% of the profit into an additional honorariums for cast and crew, similar to a profit share model, but we don't do that because we're a non-for-profit. Cool. We saw just over liminals ticket sales with the profit being made from bar sales and reduced cost of theatre hire, essentially. Nearly there, I promise. Last but not least, we've got 21 Chump Street coming up. So the last show for this year, 21 Chump Street, the musical, originally came around as an idea to enter into One Fest, but has extended into an additional season at the Hidden Theatre as part of a cabaret production, A Night at the Movies. Essentially costing the company nothing to produce. We're hoping this is a fun way to finish the year and add another show to our successful 2024 season while selling some of the leftover booze from flights. Tickets are on sale now, so grab a ticket. There's some QR codes on the door. Cool. Wrapping up, there are several people that I would like to personally extend my gratitude to, but in the interest of time, I will say a massive thank you to all who contributed to the Old Nick 2024 season. There is one person especially who has been a really big helping hand to me on every single production this year, and I know Mark as well, Bianca Payne, has contributed tirelessly to the marketing and at times production management, plus whatever the heck needs to get done. And I cannot thank her enough for her ability to just do with very little guidance or direction. It's a real pleasure to work with Bea and have her on board, and I hope we can keep her around for many years to come. I'm looking really forward to an exciting, busy year in 2025 with a draft season of 5 or 6 shows so far, including a collaboration with Bad Company Theatre, a collaboration with comedy duo Ned and Russell, and hopefully a larger scale production in addition to our 2 annual productions, Summer School and Uni Review. That's it. Come see me if you want to chat. Bye.
Thank you, Mel, for your productions report, and I think we've now name-checked all the panes in the room. You can see that the Articles of Association requirements.
Bingo.
Yeah, we covered them all. I would now like to call on Mark Holmes as producer of Summer School to provide his report.
Thanks, Vic. Hi, everyone. No, I'll just sit here. It'll be not much easier. The annual Hobart Theatre Summer School was held in February 2024. This year's production was Shrek the Musical and featured a cast of 40 young performers aged between 15 and 19. 4 young performers aged between 10 and 14 and many more young people involved with our orchestra and crew. We also ran the first Summer School Mentee program, which saw 8 participants take part and learn invaluable skills from our experienced production team members. The director in 2024 was again Summer School alumni David Thompson, who had taken on the role for a 3rd consecutive year. He was joined in the creative realm by some of Hobart's most experienced theatre practitioners in Andrew Castles and Christy Baker. This year we took the step of moving the production from its traditional home at Hobart College. This was due to the school wanting to make use of the venue for a school event during our usual booking dates. As we looked into new venues new venue options, we couldn't go past the Don Bosco Theatre at Guildford Young College out in the Glenorchy campus. This venue is a state-of-the-art facility that met all of our requirements. After discussions with Guildford Young College, they were very supportive of our program and decided to come on board as one of our major sponsors. Their support of youth theatre has just been incredible. I'd like to especially thank Matt Rhodes, Guildford Young College's business manager, for helping to shape a mutually beneficial relationship and his ongoing support of our program. And I'd also like to acknowledge Morgan Lund, the venue technician, for all of her support and dedication. She put in a lot of hard work to assist us in making everything work seamlessly. Another key aspect of this year's production was the increased production values. This was something that we wanted to build on after the success of Grease in 2023. This included us investing in areas like lighting, costumes, sound and set design, which we believe again hit the mark, and I thank our industry professionals Gareth Kays, Helen Cronin, Andrew Johns, Chris Oakley and Carl Sanger for all of their work in making this a success. Special mention must go to the incredible Helen Cronin, an esteemed life member of Old Nick, who did a mammoth amount of work on creating our puppet Dragon, which was a huge hit. Marketing and sponsorship and fundraising again lifted on the successes of 2023 under the impressive guidance of Bianca Payne. We're all going to be thanking Bianca tonight, I think. And with the support from her mentees, Emily and Sarah. We again were able to raise $13,797 in cash from sponsorship and fundraising, a huge achievement. On top of this, we were able to raise $5,037 for our charity partner, Make-A-Wish. We must acknowledge the support of Robin Moore and Cameron Scott from the Make-A-Wish Foundation Tasmanian branch. Their involvement and support was wonderful, and to have them speak to our participants about Make-A-Wish, and honestly, it didn't leave a dry eye in the space. It was a really touching, incredible moment to be involved with, and definitely something that touched a lot of the hearts of our summer school participants. I would like to also acknowledge Janelle Johns for all of her work organising the front of house team and being an all-round amazing production assistant. She puts in countless hours of work for us, and we're extremely grateful for all that she does to keep the production team fed. Spag bowl's not bad. And support it. I'd also like to acknowledge the work of Alex O'Brien, who's been a part of the summer school family for many years as our graphic designer, and his work is always spectacular and always proves to one-up the previous year's production. This year the production saw increased attendance for the 2nd consecutive year, with a final audience attendance figure of 2,306 tickets sold, which was up 150 on 2023, but up over 1,300 on the year before, which is a huge achievement. The 2024 production is now the 3rd most attended summer school in history, with the first 2 being back in 2005 and 2006. Our expenditure was slightly above the budgeted amount, but income has also exceeded the budget amount considerably. Our actual expenditure for summer school was $98,625, and actual income was $118,249, leaving us with a healthy profit of just under $20,000. To put into comparison, the 2022 production spent around $35,000. So in 2 years, we've increased the budget by around $60,000, but we've also become very profitable as a production. After the 2024 production ended, we asked all our audience members and participants involved in the program to complete a survey on their experience. We received 80 audience responses. These were very positive, with 95% rating their overall experience as an 8 or higher out of 10. Our participant survey found similar results, with 34 responses being received and 92% rating their overall experience a 4 or 5 out of 5. Key things we took away from the surveys were mainly things outside of our control, like uncomfortable seating for audience members, and gaining some useful insight into opportunities to better grow our learning and development of the mentees and technical crew. I'd like to thank all of the participants, crew, band and production team members that were involved in the 2024 Hobart Theatre Summer School, especially to those who aren't joining us again in 2025. You are and always will be a part of our summer school family. There we go. Now on to 2025. We have already announced the next year's production will be Anything Goes, directed by Rebecca Oliver Black, summer school alumni again. The pre-production work is well underway, with the auditions being held next Saturday and Sunday right here at Old Nick. We have also run school workshops with the 4 public colleges, Claremont, Hobart, Rosley and Elizabeth, which saw over 50 attendees and was very well received by the schools. At this stage, we have over 80 auditionees, which is pushing our highest ever during my time involved in summer school. We also have expanded our production team and welcomed in a few new faces to boost the theatre practitioners involved with the program. These new faces include Brett Budgeon as vocal director, Bonnie Cashin as choreographer, and Simon Rush as set designer and technical manager, just to name a few. As announced internally, the upcoming production will be my final summer school as producer and production manager after 13 years of being involved in the program. I believe this program is extremely important for our young aspiring performers, and I want to see it continue to grow and develop into the future. With that in mind, this year we have brought in Bianca Payne as co-producer to support a smooth transition, and she plans to lead the production from the front for many years to come, I hope. We look forward to seeing you all at Anything Goes in 2025. Yours sincerely, Mark.
I thank you, Mark, for your summer school report, and it's wonderful to hear that it is absolutely booming. I'd just like to confirm there isn't a dedicated review
That was
producer's report.
That was part of Mel's.
Excellent. No, thank you. That's very good. All good. Excellent. Pushing on. Appointment of the auditor. We have a motion from our treasurer. The motion of which is that Max Peck and Associates be appointed auditors for the 2024-2025 financial year. That is moved by Gus Viney.
Yeah.
You can have the next one, all right? Imogen calls dibs. And that is seconded by Mel Ransley. By show of hands and verbalising the name aye, all those in favour of Max Peck and Associates being appointed auditors for the 2024-2025 financial year?
Aye.
All those against? All those abstaining? The ayes are unanimous. Thank you. Next, appointment of returning officer. This has been pre-discussed with the nominated member, so it's not like we're pushing him like the speaker every year.
We'll carry you up to the chair.
Unlike last year, we went to the other long-serving public servant. I'm like, oh, could you please?
I'm more than happy for Karen to do it.
She's like, no.
Because you didn't turn up last time and I walked through the door and they went, thank God.
Move the motion.
And on that note, I move that Daryl Peebles be appointed returning officer for the election of office bearers.
I'll move.
Can I see by a show of hands? Thank you. That is seconded by Imogen Anning. Pananning? Panini.
I have to be legally official.
Panini?
Sure. If it did Panini.
All those in favour?
Aye.
All those against? All those abstaining? Karen? Are you abstaining? Are you against? The ayes are unanimous. I welcome Daryl to the floor.
Go Daryl.
Hello, I'm returning. Well, I think I've got it in front of me.
It's right here, Daryl.
Here we go.
Right there. I think we have one nominee for the very vital position
Are you able to read just the election by silent vote bit on it, if that's okay? And hold that
do
so we
that.
can
I
hear
can
you
do
on the
that.
live stream.
Hello on the live stream. We have one nominee for the now vacant position of President, that being Mr Mark Holmes. So I take great pleasure in announcing Mark is the incoming President. Congratulations, Mark. I think what we'll do is go through the unopposed ones and then come back. Is that okay? For Secretary, we had one nominee, and that was Matthew Cook as Secretary. So again, Matthew, elected unopposed. Congratulations. Production Chair, we've heard from her before. She's done a great job. Wonderful, Mel Ransley. My congratulations, Mel, unopposed. Which brings us to an election. We have two nominees for the position of Vice President, one being the outgoing President, Justin, and the other being Ange Barnard. So we'll need a vote on that. And we're going all tech with our voting, aren't we? We have a QR code that you can scan on your silent devices.
I might just explain how it works.
Here we go.
So just for everyone that's watching, you'll just need to scan the QR code or click on the link if you are present at the meeting. You will then open to a screen which says, did you know the Old Nick Summer School 2025 will be producing Anything Goes? You will then select yes, I did, or no, or now I do. Once you do that, click Submitted, and Daryl will then open the vote for the Vice President, and you will then get taken to the next screen. So just make sure down the bottom in the blue bar it says Submitted before we click through.
Everybody got that?
It is entirely anonymous. No one will know who you voted for. Anonymous. Great. Do we want to do... We actually haven't done an opportunity for them to speak before we do the voting.
That's...
Which we generally will do a minute speech if they'd like to speak to it. So we probably need to open it to them on Zoom first to have that.
Are they both?
Yes, they're both on
online.
Sorry, Daryl.
No, that's fine.
Run that over to the speaker. Just for those online, we're just giving the people an opportunity to speak to why they would like to be the Vice President.
We ready? Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we've got your pirates. Thank you. Good to go, Justin.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. There it comes. So I've been president for 4 years. Mark actually asked if I would stand in as vice president for his incoming term, just to support him through that and to finish up some stuff we've been doing with governance, and sort of just support him with what's been going on. So the whole gist was just that I'd say as part of the executive, just to support that transition. That's it. That's my minute.
Okay. Cool, and we'll hand over to Ange, who's got her opportunity to speak.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Look, I've been vice president for 4 years. I guess. Sorry, was there a? Oh, okay. There was a huge lag, and now I can hear myself. Okay. Oh no. Okay, have I caught up with myself?
Just tell her to talk.
Okay, I think I've caught up with myself. I can see Ben laughing in the Zoom. Okay, really sorry for any lag. I've probably taken up my minute. It's probably just going to be Pirate as Vice President. Let's be real. Okay, bye.
Well, we've had two very erudite bids for Vice President, so it's over to you now to vote. And as Mark said, you've...
Free's just opening it now. Your screen's changing.
Oh, it's like magic. Are you ready to?
Woohoo!
I like to. Yes, or totally. There's no option.
Do you want to move just straight to the next slide? Because we're on A to vote.
Alright. I'm just building a skirt. Alright.
It's alright, I just keep that.
Okay.
Here we go.
Has everyone got that on their screens?
You should have either Justin or Angela on your screens now.
The reactor just going off.
Yeah, you're welcome.
44 months, 47, 40 months. Wow.
Yeah, it's a mayor.
I started to press lots of times. It's literally. I didn't know
Oh,
you
no! We just passed 69. Got 2 minutes.
All the votes are in.
Nearly. We've just got
One coming.
We've got one coming, just hold.
Sorry?
We've got 2 votes to come, we're just sorting it out.
Jade has just sent me a message saying she does not have the link.
It's in the chat.
In the chat, bro.
Yep, it's in the chat. I messaged it like 4 times.
Okay.
It's in the chat that's on
It's on the Zoom
Zoom.
chat and in the group chat as well.
Well, do you hear that, Jade?
Yeah.
Wherever I'm meant to be speaking to.
Have you got it? You're right. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, for the first vote to take about as long as it would for the posted vote system to be registered.
Just make sure everyone's got this button at the bottom says submitted.
Yes. Cool.
Beautiful.
Alright, cool.
Just hold 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I think, is Jade trying to vote still online?
Not hearing back. Cool. Okay. Everything will work.
All right, we'll call.
Yep.
You want to close the vote, Daryl?
Yes, we'll close the vote. And it's my pleasure to declare that Justin Wildsmith is the Vice President. And now we move on to the General Reps.
We'll just have to take a minute because...
Yes, I know.
Actually, while we're doing that, we might as well go to the people that are in the room that are going
Yep.
for general rep positions. Do you want, or Ruben, you're the only one in the room that's actually going for a general rep position. So we might get you to come up the front and just speak to... Yep.
How many general reps?
There is 4
Yeah.
and there's 5 people nominated.
There's 5 people nominated. Shall I go through them? We've actually got Priya in the room as well. And Priya, sorry. And Ruben... Priya. Ruben Pryor, Nat Karush, Jade Hughes Gage and Angela Barnard. So, do we want to start?
Yep, we'll bring Ruben up.
Ruben?
Just stand in front of the TV screen for the camera's focus.
Sure. Look, I've been here for the last 2 years. I started out with Review, I think in 2008. I've been around old Nick for an awfully long time as a technician, and the last 2 years on committee. I've been looking after assets sort of indirectly for a long time before I was officially on the committee. And recently I've been in the role of acting property manager as well after the resignation of the previous properties manager. Ian and I have got some projects going on with the roof and the workshop and a number of other sort of building related things, and I would like to be around long enough on the committee to see them through.
Thanks, Ruben.
Cheers.
Thank you, Ruben. Our other nominee in the room?
Hello, everyone. Hello, I'm Priya. Some of you may know me, some of you don't. I don't really do theatre as in like being on the stage or anything like that. I'm actually not very artistic in that way. But I'm sort of like Justin in that I kind of like the nerdy technical stuff. Some of you might remember I was the secretary last year and I really enjoyed that role, and I'm a bit of a nerd for admin. Yeah, so I'd love it if there was more technical representation on theatre companies generally, because you can see what Justin was talking about, there's so much you can do. And I'd love to be involved with all these great people again, so please vote for me.
Thank you, Priya. So do we have online then?
Let's go Nat first.
We go Nat first online?
We're just going to quickly grab that. If you just point the mic
Yeah,
up
I shall.
to the speaker there, up on the roof there.
So we can hear her?
Him. Nat is a block.
Yes, it's okay.
They've got to do a message them to tell them to unmute their mics.
Which I have, and they have. And they're putting headphones on in the microphone. It's very exciting.
Priya's just sabotaging the other nominees.
Priya's like, technical difficulties. Oh no!
You need technical experts in a theatre company. Let's go.
Sorry, I feel like I sabotaged myself by saying that.
Just in good news, pizza's are 15 minutes away.
Hallelujah. I was worried they'd turn up at 7 and be sticking out the back of the room.
No,
Still pushing through.
7:15.
For general
I allowed
business.
for the 15 minutes of general business.
I think so.
Oh, there we
There
go.
we go.
Just say good to go when they're ready.
Okay.
Nobody pressed it. That weren't me.
Okay, well, I guess I'll just have to do this.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. Okay. Awesome. All right.
Hi, Nat, you're on.
I first assisted with an old Nick show back with Net Zero as a writer. I wrote one scene for that one, and then the next year I was cast and also wrote a few scenes for that one. Then this year for Rockcliffe Horror, I ended up being the AV mentee and assisting Pirate with AV, which was really good to see another side of it. I think that I have a pretty versatile skill set, and that if I'm shown the ropes, I can pretty much assist with most things that would be needed of me, and I'd love to help out the company even more if I can. Thanks.
Thank you, Nat.
Next one will be Jade Hughes-Gary.
Jade.
We're coming from the same mic.
They're in the same, all three of the next group, or two of them are in the same room. So just hand over the headset and let's go. Hand over the headset.
Okay, first let me know if everyone can hear me.
Yes, Jade, here we go.
I clicked the button. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, you can hear me? Okay, sorry about that. First of all, I'm really sorry I wasn't able to attend this meeting in person. I would have much preferred that. Clearly I don't know how to use any of this. I have been involved with Old Nick for the past 3 years. My first Old Nick show was the Summer School Guys and Dolls, and then I did 3 interviews, Net Zero, Now Scheming, and the Rockcliffe Horror Shit Show. I've been involved in the cast for all those shows, while also doing stuff a bit back, like what's the word? Like behind the scenes. I've always been a bit interested in the other side of things. I've done stuff in tech theatre before in school and outside of school, and I just enjoy every part of theatre, whether that's on the stage or not. And I care a lot about Old Nick, so I've always been interested in being a part of the committee, and helping any way that I can. I know that I'm able, like kind of like Nat said, if whatever role that I'm thrown into, I know that I will be able to do the best I can with it. And I just want to do anything in my power to help out the Old Nick company. So, yeah.
Thank you, Jade.
Bang.
Thank you, Jade.
And
one
Angela
to come.
Barnard is the next one.
Yeah.
Who's online?
We just like talk in a stop-start fashion to cycle.
Hi. We are here.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is our last.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's
Okay, Priya, can you give me a thumbs up if I'm good to go?
Yes, Ange, hello.
Let the lag beat me this time. Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Angela. I was Vice President since 2020. I believe I have an understanding of how the committee works already, so I would like to continue my knowledge and expertise moving forward for the next 2 years. If I am re-elected, I bring a wealth of knowledge. I'm currently in Brisbane doing an internship with a physical theatre company. I'm learning marketing, I'm learning producing, I'm learning directing, on top of being a member of the Institute of, I just had the name in my head, now I've lost it. The Institute of Community Directors. I've been a member of the Drill Board, the Plot Committee, so I've seen governance from a lot of different angles. So I believe I have a lot of experience to bring to the table to come and join Old Nick again. I'm very passionate. I will do anything you ask me to do, whenever, wherever, however. I am currently at the airport in Brisbane at this AGM. So that's me. Vote for me, and I will empty the buckets when it rains.
Thank you, Angela. So, folks, we've heard from our 5 nominees, and it's your task now to vote for 4 of them.
You'll have the opportunity on the next screen to select up to 4 members that you would like to vote for committee positions. Please select your 4. And
you've still got Justin on there, so
don't vote for Justin.
don't vote for Justin.
Once you've selected your 4, please hit submit. Yeah.
At least you can't vote again. At least you can't vote again. No. Can't change it. All right, has everyone in the room voted? Yep. Anyone still? Yep. Robert's going. That's okay. You're good now. Everyone's got the submitted at the bottom of the page.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. All right. I think everyone online, Priya seems.
I'll have a look.
See the votes Justin got.
No, she can.
No, she can't. Daryl overseas.
Yeah.
Priya might try.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, actually, no, we're good.
The only thing's Priya.
Actually,
Good.
this one.
Can't see who's voted for her.
That's it. The candidates. They're good.
That's right. Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
I want to protest because Daryl's got far less voting skills than I have.
Every role last year was up.
Every role, and there was multiple people for every single role. So I want to protest,
Is it
Daryl.
online, Karen?
I know when to have holidays.
I can count the sticky notes.
That's great.
Well done, whoever moved to this meeting.
Priya.
Priya. We told her that after we voted.
Ladies and gentlemen, as returning officer, it is my pleasure to announce that the following have been elected as General Reps: Reuben Hopkins, Priya Kitchener, Nat Kerouche and Jade Hughes Gage. there endeth my time.
Thank you very much, Daryl.
I invite Mark Holmes to speak as the incumbent president.
Thank you, Daryl, and thank you, Vic. I'd like to welcome our new committee members. Obviously, thank you for putting your hand up and obviously, you know, wanting to be a part of the Old Nick Company Committee. We're really excited to work with all of you. But before we go any further, I would like to acknowledge Justin Wildsmith, Pirate, and his service to the Old Nick Company as president for the last 4 years. It certainly hasn't been an easy ride, and you know, his term started off in the hardest way possible with COVID-19 pandemic. Well, it's ended with COVID-19 as well. So, and many aspects of the company struggling, especially our governance and procedures. But he has guided this company through what would have been its most difficult period to date, and it is a credit to him that this company is now in a strong position and it can continue to grow for many years to come. So on behalf of all our members, thank you, and particularly on behalf of the committee, we want to thank you for your leadership and guidance. I'd also like to acknowledge those who are leaving the committee this year: Izzy Brockman, Inigo Wadsley, and Angela Barnard as well, who stood down halfway through the year. And your service to the company, it's extremely appreciated by all of us in the membership. And also just like to mention to Ange, thank you for all of that you've done for our company. And to all of you, please don't be a stranger. This doesn't mean we want you lost to the company. We really want you to be involved in any way we can. And one of the key things is we're going to look at is having subcommittees of nearly everything as much as we can, just to be able to support the committee. So please get involved in those. But your service is greatly appreciated. I'll now hand back to Vic to continue on with the meeting.
Excellent. Pushing on, I'd like to move to item 10 of the agenda, which is life membership. The committee received and endorsed a nomination for life membership of the Old Nick Company, and I invite Mel Ransley to read said nomination.
Cool. To the committee of the Old Nick Company, we would like to propose. We would like to propose Alex O'Brien for consideration for life membership of the Old Nick Company. Alex began his journey with Old Nick in 2016 as part of the Assassins team. Over the years following, Alex has been an integral part in an uncountable number of shows, consistently delivering a remarkable quality product with zero complaints. Nothing is ever an issue for Alex, even when our ongoing list of demands is often hard to interpret and last minute. Alex continues to shine as graphic designer on essentially all Old Nick shows, while juggling employment and graphics for what we would estimate to be close to all the rest of Hobart's shows. Alex has been a remarkable asset to the Old Nick Company, and we would like to propose life membership to show our appreciation for his continued efforts. Kind regards, Mel Ransley and Ben Stoneman, Productions Chair and General Rep of the Old Nick Committee.
Thank you, Mel. I will just correct one thing which I should have done. Sorry. He was actually a member since 2014 and was involved in the summer school productions.
However,
for years.
that information came from Alex. So,
Alex gave the incorrect information.
The years do roll into one another, that's
They
for sure.
do. Thank you.
So, on behalf of the Old Nick Committee, I would like to move that Alex O'Brien be given a life membership for the Old Nick Company.
I'd like to second that, please. Sorry. Sorry, Izzy.
All those in favour?
Aye.
All those against? All those abstaining? The ayes are unanimous. Welcome, Alex. Now we are on to other business of an annual nature only. We did receive a submission of a properties report from Reuben Hopkins, and I will either invite Reuben to read his report or invite our membership to read the report once the minutes are circulated after the AGM.
My throat is giving out, so I won't read it because I'll end up coughing all over it. So.
Not a problem at all. If you do wish to discuss after the meeting is closed any of the property upgrades or other things that you see happening about the place or any ideas that we have for the space, please hit up Reuben after this. I'm sure he's happy to go into detail about it.
That's probably the one thing I will say. We have a plan for the roof leaks, which Ian and I hope to actually start.
That's all right, you can stay.
Yeah. Thanks, mate.
I'll come to you.
Not to cough.
It's all
We do have a plan for the roof, which we intend to start actual practical physical work on hopefully by the end of October, weather permitting, which involves replacement of the workshop gutter, replacement of some sheets of the main section of roof, and patch sleeves to go in this other box gutter, and then polyurethane sealant. And we hope that'll stretch the life of the thing out by another 5 to 10 years while the company continues to be profitable and finds itself in the position to replace the entire thing.
Thank you again to you and Ian for all the work you've done on this today. Speaking of Ian, we also received a marketing report from him, which will be attached to the minutes of the AGM once circulated after the meeting. Is there any other business of an annual nature only that wish to raise?
I have some.
Sorry, the President would like to speak.
Oh, right.
Must he?
Yeah, all right. No need. Cool. Thank you. I'd just like to start by saying just a thank you. Obviously, I didn't have to be voted in, but thank you because, you know, the reason I want to be president of this company is because of all of you. And I'm really excited to be leading, you know, one of the largest theatre companies in Hobart. Really excited to be doing that. And I'm a strong believer, you know, that arts is extremely important in our community, both directly and indirectly. You know, I think the figures speak for themselves. Around 65% of people in Hobart are engaged in some form with theatre locally, which is just extremely important. And I want Old Nick to continue to be, you know, the leader in the arts community here in Hobart. I want us to continue our work in building our relationships with other theatre companies and within our industry. That's something that I'll be really working closely with the committee that are incoming on, because I think it's extremely important. And you know, we've started that work with the Hobart Rep, and you know, we want to further that into the future. There are a few key action areas that you know, I'll be tasking the incoming committee to undertake, and that's better utilisation of this space. Obviously ensuring the roof gets fixed, which we have got plans underway for, and you know, better utilisation of all of our assets as a collective, to obviously increase our revenue, because that's obviously, as we've heard, we're working, progressing that way, but any revenue is good revenue. So we want to make sure that increases, but also to look into ways to better engage with you, our membership. I think that's extremely important, you know, in creating member benefits as well. You know, whether that be discounted tickets to shows, not just Old Nick shows, but other companies' shows, but also running, you know, potentially industry workshops, and having learning opportunities that the company can run and bring, you know, people in that benefits our industry and our members. And also the big one is I'd like to see us put in place a 5 to 10 year plan. You know, obviously we look at the company now, and you know, obviously we generally are looking at it, what are we going to do tomorrow or the next day. I want to see us plan for the future, and make sure that this company, you know, thrives. But I really look forward to engaging with all of you, you know, the membership, and having conversations, and discussing what you want to see, you know, not just Old Nick, but the Hobart theatre scene become. So yeah, really looking forward to ways to creating ways to benefit all of you. But bring on 2025, another incredible year for the Old Nick company, with some incredible shows already planned and in the works.
Member prices for Chump Street as well.
Member prices for Chump Street, that's it. And summer school and uni reviews. So there's member discounts everywhere. So become a member today. There you go.
Hobart Rep.
Yes. And Hobart Rep. Yes, Hobart Rep shows. Plug. But yes, I really look forward to working with all of you. Thank you.
Excellent. Is there any other business of an annual nature only that anybody would like to raise from the floor? Ben Payne?
What did I do?
You made noise, and you made noises earlier.
Oh, yeah, I was going to motion to the floor that another downside of the hidden theatre was that it is.
Oh. Excellent. We'll choose.
Of an annual nature.
No, it's not of an annual nature.
No.
So we won't. Yeah, we'll strike that from the record. Thank you. If there's no further general business from the floor, I will request that the new president provide his address, and then we will
Great, I've just done the address, so I think that was what was. I think that was what was there added
So I
for.
typed in one
Yeah,
Mark was talking.
that was what that was. I'm not addressing them again.
Right, okay.
Let's close the meeting. There's
All right,
my address.
in that case,
Here.
I close the meeting at 18 minutes past 7. Please stick around for some pizza and some wine or a beer or a cider
Soft drink,
and a
water.
soft drink or a water, and let's catch up.
Thank you, everyone.